going to be any surprises in store for the teams right now. We're about 3 minutes into the game, and from my side of things, I can still see some action. I'm going to keep on checking in with Trouble every once in a blue moon, but I'll be keeping you all posted with exactly what's transpiring.
We're in game, Nick.
Rather, from my
We
side.
did it.
And you finally you're in game. That's
Yes.
fantastic. Great to see.
All right, so we're seeing. Oh my God, that's the first gang in the mid lane.
Ooh, looks like we got some action in the mid lane as it's
1 HP.
the slither of health, but it looks like that. Ooh, he will get some reinforcements just in time. It's a release. It's a follow-up, and just like that, it's going to be Punisher with the first blood.
Oh, that is so well played by Punisher, getting away on 1 HP, and he's like, come and chase me, come and chase me, you got me, and you do get the very early roam from the jungler and top laner of Greek Regenesis grabbing first blood. It was actually Punisher who turned around and got the first blood, and look at that, it's a 4-minute tier already stuck in the mid lane for Greek Regenesis.
That's fantastic. That's exactly what they needed. We talked about it a little bit early on, and to be honest, Punisher, if I was your opposition, I'd be slightly tilted, to be honest. As it looks like the lockdown is going to come down. And
oh no.
Follow through. Von's flash will get spent, but he spends
down
the field. It does not look like it's going to work out as Von, you beast. You come up with the shots just in time.
And this is exactly what we talked about. You've got a black shield. I mean, in this instance, there was no black shield there, but look at all this CC that Von and Nautilus has in his kit. He has the root on the passive. He has the hook and the slow. What else do you want? Von returns the favor, says, thank you very much. You actually baited me, but now I baited you. Manages to equalize the score between the two mid laners, and we are 1-1 on both teams.
Like,
there's more.
Looks like we've got a decent trade going in the top lane, but it's Rek'Sai caught between a rock and a hard place at the moment, but he will be able to find some support in his teammate. At the moment, Von trying to get himself out of a precarious situation, but he's got the claw to be able to connect to the tower to get out in time. So an explosive start so far, Trouble, from
I was about to say
both of these teams.
I was trying to catch my breath because it's already been only 5 minutes into the game, but both teams are out for blood. They're like, you know what? We don't want to get this best of 3 dragging for too long. I think they both want to get this over with on a 2-0, basis here. We'll have to see. Von was the lucky winner of this whole situation. He manages to grab himself the blue buff from Elise once it did dive him in the mid lane. And this is good for him because both teleports have been used. But look at that sneaky Mountain Drake from Greek Regenesis. Bot lane from ASUS has backed. So this is pretty much a free objective for them.
Yeah, that's great. And especially considering what we were talking about when it came down to Bacco and that split push potential, that early Mountain Drake is only going to scale with them as it goes into the late game. For right now, it is Bacco in the top lane sitting quite comfortably with the Hecarim pushed a little bit further. However, we got some action in the mid lane, but it's going to be the Black Shield that deters the hook from the Nautilus.
That is the typical kind of first back from both bot lanes, and you kind of see the supports instantly coming to aid the mid lane because you kind of know the junglers are going to be there, so it instantly becomes from a 1v1 to a 3v3, and then you might have, the ADCs teleporting in, Nemanja still has his teleport, Tranquil has already used his, so that would be kind of in favor of ASUS if that happened right there, although we have the first back and forth in the top lane, and Bacco is coming up ahead.
Yeah, Bacco's coming up slightly ahead there as the Hecarim now will back off slightly on the other side of life. So for right now in the bottom lane, it looks like, to be honest, Greek Regenesis have been doing well under the pressure being put down by the poke combo of that Karma and Ezreal. On the other side of things, it's going to remain relatively neutral. As we take one step back, we take a look at the gold percentages across the board, 11k to 10.8 in favor of ASUS. That's going to be able to keep that one going. But right now, very, very closely fought between both of these teams. As we near that 10-minute mark, I'm sure that we're going to see some more action unfold. At the moment, I'm taking a look at the bottom right of my screen. It looks like a Rek'Sai and Elise and Nautilus all in a bunch of action right now.
Nice dodge right there from Kizuro, but I mean, he's gonna meet his fave right there. Getting way too close to Von's Nautilus, and he gets that kill. Oh boy, we have another 1v1.
Looks like we got a 1v1 in the top lane. The parry will come out in just in time, but it is going to be a flash out that just narrowly avoids.
Rek'Sai has ultimate.
Oh wow,
There we
Rek'Sai
go.
comes in and it's, get deleted out of the game completely. The sweep up coming in from Rek'Sai.
Ooh, double aim with kind of, the clean up right there. It's like, Momus is like, you know what? I don't want to get underneath the tower. I don't have a flash. Double aim is like, I got you. Don't you worry. 3-1 in favor of ASUS right now, and they're about 1,500 gold ahead in the diving bot lane.
Oh wow, it looks like they're heading their way towards the bot lane. He will get rooted down under the tower. He's taking knocks. Like it's going to be a failed attempt from Von there to springboard the bottom lane.
Oh boy, 4
However, Ryze
members.
now rotating. Will they decide to use the portal to get to the other side?
That's
He's
a
going to try
4v2.
and go for the lockdown. He's not going to be able to connect. It looks like support or reinforcements will arrive, but it's not going to be enough time really to do much with it. But I just say that Punisher, you beauty, lands an auto attack, weaves it between the queues, and gets another Elam.
Oh boy, and this is exactly the power of the Realm Warp from Ryze in the mid lane. He was able to relocate himself in seconds and get down into that bot lane. Von with a very, I would say, ambitious dive. You don't know where Kizuro is laying. There's a bind from Morgana. There's a black shield. There was no wave touching the tower in the bot lane, so his bot lane can help him. I feel like that was a little bit of an overzealous play right there from Von, and it ended up,
I have to agree with you on that side of things, especially when you consider towards that bottom lane, you usually just outside of the blue, red side blue camp. And that gives you a little bit of information. Okay, where is the jungler here? Do I have enough safe ground to be able to make this dive? He didn't have that vision, and unfortunately got locked
here we
down
go.
and had to pay for it. But for right now, Bako's trying to get himself out of a precarious
No
situation.
flash.
Trying to back his way towards tower.
Ooh.
And it looks like he will be able to get out of that one with his life.
He does not need his flash. Apparently, beautiful riposte right there, I think, was what ended up, giving him his life, letting him get away. But Von's ultimate was not up on this gang. So I feel like, had that been up, it would have turned up into a different completely situation. And if you look a little bit at the vision right now, look at all this vision that ASUS has all over the map. Look at all these pink wards laying all the way from bot side river towards the top. I feel like their laners are playing extremely safe right now because they have this vision.
Absolutely, and that vision is going to be paramount going in. But right now, it looks like
What is this?
going in. They've got some action in the mid lane, all over the map. But for right now, Von actually releases the hook. He says, you know what? If you want to challenge, I'm ready to fight. Both players will go away with a decent trade and
Nick.
essentially happy with their lives.
Nick, do you see that HP component in the pockets of Von, Nick?
Yeah,
This is
I
going to
see
be
that.
the protobelt, Nick.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to get your wish from that side of stuff. To be honest, you know what? If you put down a big bet on that, you would have won yourself some big cash as well. Because if you're a betting person, that would have worked out perfectly. The Proto Belt looking to get built here from one side of life. On the other side, Ryze currently sitting 2-0 and pretty healthy in the mid lane. Punisher is holding true against what might be dubbed his Greek rival in the mid lane.
And we have another 1v1 in the mid lane. It's a
Oh,
2v1.
it looks like the ultimate will connect. Rek'Sai's now trying to make his way in. Come out and they say, you know what, that's an... Oh no, it's going to be a flash expend for a flash. So 3 flashes in total being used in that mid lane.
Oh my god. This is consecutive action after action after action. All laners, all junglers are willing to use every summoner they have without even an objective being in line. Like for sure here, Regenesis is going to sneak yet another dragon. And I think, if I'm not wrong, this is another mountain drake, and it is.
Oh, wow.
So this is going to be the second mountain drake, and it's going to help them a lot with other objectives to come. But I
That's
feel like
huge.
ASUS are leaving these objectives completely, unattended.
Oh, Von connects, but she doesn't have the flash. She spent that in the mid lane. Will she be able to get it out? No, Von connects. Be the Kaiser jumping across. The Rek'Sai might get
Oh my
traded
God.
out here. As picks himself up a kill. It's Von jumping in. He had a flash available to him. Lands a hook. and connects with the damage.
Is that the Protobell Nautilus that I was told it was going to be in the mid lane? 3 and 2 in the hands of Von. Saying that though, let's have a look across the board, because there's kind of a big difference in the CS, in the mid lane as well. Even though Punisher died right now, and Von will be able to pressure that wave into the tower, so the difference will only be 10 CS. If we have a look into the top lane, there's about 20 CS difference in between these two top laners in favor of Mumus. So you can see that he is doing pretty well. He's not necessarily what we say choking the Fiora, and nobody has stopped Bako from his master plan late game, which is basically to split push his way to the Nexus tower. To the Nexus itself after he takes down the Nexus towers. But we will see how this is going to unfold, as we see that Kizuro is in the top lane as well, and he might attempt a gank.
It looks like a gank might be attempted just after those golems get taken down, but for right now it is going to be a back coming out here from Mumos in that top lane. However, some action will be traded in the bot lane as we take one step back. It looks like one step closer to that proto belt in the pocket of that Nautilus. So far, the Rise doing pretty well. Unfortunately, getting that death in the back pocket. Von, he's looking to roam and looking to do some work as they make their way towards Shelly, aka the Rift Herald, and looking to pick this one up.
Well, I feel like it's a really... Oh my god! What? I think that was a snipe.
It looks like we might just have a snipe on screen as Ezreal picks himself up a kill in that bottom lane.
I feel like that was definitely a Trusha Barrage snipe, because Ezreal was too far away. Look where Morgana died with heal and flash available. I think if he had seen it coming, he would have flashed, but I don't think that they could see Ezreal, and he picks up his first kill 1-1 in score right now, so props to Nemanja for doing that.
Yeah, big props. I mean, being able to pick up those kills from distance, unexpected from the opposition, as it looks like Punisher will be able to pick himself up a blue buff. It looks like the Rift Herald has been summoned out towards the mid lane, and now the push will be able to come in from ASUS, and once again, this is where they show their macro play, and it looks like the second charge is also going to be able to connect. Bako finds himself in a little bit of a precarious situation between the two, and now as the wave clear comes into focus, it is going to be Mumus trying to make his way forward. It is going to be Bako trying to get his way towards his tower. Will the challenge come in here? Rek'Sai is hovering around that corner.
Here comes the ult!
And the ultimate will be able to come in, but will it connect? Double aim picks up the kill against Bako, and now it is the counter push coming in from Greek Regenesis.
Beautiful play between Mumus and Double Aim right there. Mumus was actually tanking the tower gracefully, while Double Aim was actually trying to get Bako back into his base, and I think they are gonna be getting a lot of this tower damage down, but Von has been caught.
Now, Panda connecting with the root now. Von in a little bit of a dodgy situation, but he gets himself out of it. The Karma is going to be able to come up with a shield as well as speed boost.
A 1v4 is a little bit more than a dodgy situation, Nick.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to be finding yourself there.
I think he can at least give himself a little bit of a pat on the back for getting out of that situation. It was so close to the wall of where he needed to be able to land that hook and managed to get it just in time to get himself out. But for right now, as we cross the 16 minutes and 30 seconds mark, it is ASUS in the lead, but to be honest, I'm not going to rule out Greek Regenesis just yet. They've got those two Mountain Drakes, and they are a scaling composition.
Of course not. 3,000 gold lead is not, a convincing win. It's not the one that you say, okay, we need to reach 6 items super late game to be able to turn this around. One mistake can still turn this around. I feel like what the problem is at the moment is that the tower in the mid lane and the top lane were two crucial towers for Greek Regenesis that should have not gone down, because these are basically the two lanes that are going to be split pushing towards the late game. Fiora does not have a backup plan because her tower is down, so look where she has to play. She needs to set down the vision, she needs her jungler. Look where her jungler is, all the way to the bot side. Let's see if ASUS are going to be able to reply to that, or if Greek Regenesis... No, they're actually going to take a free tower down in the bot lane.
Look how quickly they actually take that tower with those two Mountain Drakes as well in the back pocket, especially considering they're at the 17-minute mark. Look at what has spawned next up as Drake, and this is where ASUS really need to keep this contested. I think it is another Mountain Drake. I could stand corrected right now, but it looks like we might have a
Well,
little bit of a precondition here for a team fight as Greek Regenesis decide to start up the Drake.
if you put your magnifying glass on, you will see that Bako did use his ultimate on a 1v1 in the top lane with Vaughn. Vaughn does has his teleport, Bako doesn't, he's really far away, and instantly Greek Regenesis has to back off of this fight because they have no business 4v5ing.
Yeah.
And this is so clever because Bako has been trying to itemize against the Hecarim, and right now it's Vaughn who goes against him. He has his teleport, he makes Bako burn his ultimate, and Momus gets caught.
Massive connection coming in here as Tranquil's going to be able to try come up with a follow-up, and there we go, Mumus goes down. However, Vaughn tries to connect with the Morgana, and it's going to be goodbye, good night to Morg as she slips down the Chamber of Death.
Double aim grabs yet another one, so he's sitting right now at 3 kills and 150 gold bounty. He's been doing very well this game. Apart from the fact that this has been a very chaotic game, I feel like both teams just won it so much that it feels like, oh, we're having a replay. I was like, oh my god, I feel like I'm seeing deja vu. And then I just realized that was a replay, but middle tower might be going down. It's not going to. I mean, Punisher is going to take some minions over there.
Interesting choice there from Punisher. He could have done that for a lane reset in terms of minions, but I doubt it was that far thought ahead as they backed themselves out of that situation. For right now, teams have evened up relatively closer to one another thanks to Greek Regenesis picking up that, I think, that big kill on Hecarim. But for right now, we've got the top lane, they've got the bottom lane. The biggest one that they're struggling to get down is, of course, that mid lane tower. And for right now, I'm not too sure which direction this is going to fall in. And really, this is still anybody's game.
Oh, this is definitely still anybody's game because we said we were sitting at about, 3,000 gold lead for ASUS, and you see that this has actually dissipated. We're sitting at like maybe 1,500 gold lead. This is pretty much anybody's game at this point. It's gonna depend on how well Bako can stay safe on a side lane, but with Vaughn literally chasing him no matter what move he makes, I don't know how this is gonna go.
Well, yeah, to be honest, I'm very much with you. You were very good at the betting. I was kind of hoping you would come up with a prediction at that point, and I could just follow along. But
I don't
right
think
now,
I can
I really
predict.
don't know which way it can go. Exactly. So for right now, it looks like a little bit of a collapse might be coming down on this top
teleport.
lane as Bako needs to back out. The teleport is going to come in, but it's coming in from just more than one side as the Rek'Sai says, you know what, I'm ready to challenge you. And he's not going to be able to connect with the
that's a
shutdown.
sandwich.
It is going to be Punisher also on the back foot as they look for team support, but it's not going to be able to come out on time. Bako gets caught between the 5 players, all from ASUS, that might be able to now make a play on Baron.
An unfortunate teleport update does not allow the player to cancel their own teleport anymore. Punisher is like, Bako, I got you, bro. I'm coming. But they have 0 vision in the river, and it was the whole ASUS crew that was coming in aid. They managed to get both. They're now on the dragon, and they're chasing back the jungle of Greek Regenesis. Well, scratch that. They actually managed to wipe him completely off the board, and that is the first Baron going to the side of ASUS.
3 kills and a Baron, I'll take that any
hell
day
yeah.
of the week. The next Drake that will go up, I believe, is the Ocean Drake, so not going to be too much fuss over that. That being said, it would actually play pretty well into the back pocket of ASUS, considering just the HP sizes of their team. I mean, Nautilus, Rek'Sai, as well as Hecarim, not really known for being timid opponents. They are the ones with big health bars usually at the end of the day. As we got this replay coming in, Vaughn picks himself up a kill, the Baron gets secured, and it's a nice play from ASUS, and I'm sure they're going to be feeling a lot more comfortable going into the second half of the game.
And this is so genius. Putting Vaughn against Bako. Sure, you can riposte one ability, but you are not itemized against AP. And look at that. He is a full AP Nautilus. Let's just call it as it is. I mean, he is a little bit tanky with the choices he's made, with a little bit more of AP in the kit. And he's able to just dive towers just like this and just walk out.
100%, and you've got still so much poke potential coming in from the Edgereal and the Karma. I'm really fearing where Greek Regenesis finds himself at this point in the game, as it's what we talked about earlier when it came down to ASUS. As soon as they get that one advantage, they're going to keep squeezing and keep piling that pressure. They pick up their second tower right now in the mid lane after their Baron push, and for right now, Von finds himself on the back foot, as Karma's going to be able to add some shield, add some value, and add some life. On the other side of things, take a look at the Fiora. Bako, he's pushing. He says, you know what, I want to go for that inhibitor, and now it's all about shutting down the recalls. Have ASUS overextended themselves right now? I'd like to see what's going on. No, Hecarim gets himself back in time. Ezreal now joins himself at
Where are
the
you going,
fountain.
Von?
And Von now trying to fight himself out of this situation. He will be able to get out in time. Bako coming out with a pretty solid split push, but I don't think he managed to pick up the tower.
Bako is the one that comes out victorious, I feel like, in this situation, because ASUS are the ones who have the Baron buff on all 5 members. Priority of it is to push all 3 lanes at once. If you're playing against the 1-3-1 composition, you do want to get these lanes pushed out until you make your final push. You ensure that way that one or both of the split pushes of the enemy team will not have a wave to push through to your base, and Bako actually got a lot of free intimate time with the top lane inhibitor tower right there.
Alright, so it looks like the Ocean Drake will get picked up here from ASUS. I'm not too sure what was written on the wall, essentially, of what will be next up on the list. But for right now, 12 kills to 6. This is still game number 1 here, ladies and gentlemen, as both teams are tied up at 0 maps apiece, 0 games apiece, whichever way you want to differentiate it. But for right now, ASUS on the back end of their Baron, and try to make sure that that pressure keeps on piling on in all lanes. And taking a look at where Von is situated right now, they're pushing towards that bottom lane, and going to see what they can prioritize.
Well, there is a free inhibitor into the mid lane, and this time they're actually doing it right. They pressured the lanes and they're pushing again. This time they have sent Punisher into the split push duty. I don't know why, because it's Bako this time with the teleport up, and they're engaged on the double aim.
They've overextended themselves as double aim now finds himself a little too far forward. On the other side of things,
ASUS is there!
It is going to be a huge ultimate coming in here from Hecarim as he connect with the damage. On the other side of things, they are doing so well to skirt their way around the damage. It is going to be Mumu that's trying to find himself out of this situation, but it's going to have to be Edgereal as well as this Karma trying to move their way out. They're going to keep the poke damage flowing, but it looks like pressure's actually going to be put on the inhibitor here. It is a brave move coming in here from the ASUS team, but it looks like they might have enough speed and enough temperament with the pokes to get out of it alive.
Well, this was a fight where, if you noticed, Nemanja did not have any access to. There was a fight in between Vaughn and Double Aim. Look at the replay here, and look where Nemanja is at this point. Basically, this is a 4v5 with 5 members of Greek Regenesis bashing onto 4 from ASUS, and Nemanja was like, guys, I'm taking the inhibitor, play safe. I'm taking the inhibitor, play safe. And then he was like, Double Aim overstepping a little bit too forward, Vaughn trying to defend here, and then Momus is like, I'm here guys, don't you worry, Tasteless with the multi-shields. They actually get out ahead because they did grab that inhibitor tower and the inhibitor itself a mid lane. So now they do have that inhibitor in the mid lane, which is going to be spawning bigger minions, and of course they have this naked inhibitor in the bot lane, which could... Double aim?
Double aim is keeping on the pressure, but Bako's trying to turn the fight. He doesn't look like he's going to have enough.
Wait a second.
Bako falls down and... Ooh,
where did he come from? Wait a minute there. Okay, I was actually surprised. I had not seen Mumus coming around, and I was like, Double Aim, what are you doing? This is a Trinity Force Hydra Fiora. Are we having a base race?
We have a little bit of a base race going on at the moment, as it looks like they'll be making their way towards the Baron, but we're going to see these two teams collide. It's going to be a 4-man connecting. However, the team wasn't there to be able to follow up, so it looks like they're going to fall down. This is actually looking pretty good for Greek Regenesis. They're going to need to stay alive, but Von leads the way from the front as the poke damage keeps on following in here from the Ezreal, the Karma. Now it's going to be Rek'Sai trying to float his way towards the bottom, but it's not going to be enough for Tranquil as he tries to dive out of the situation. The slows are going to connect, and that's not going to be enough as The entirety of the Greek Regenesis team will fall down in a hustle.
Aw.
The last one that remains alive is Bako.
I was about to say, and just right as Bago was spawning, he was like, guys, I'm up, I can TP in. His whole team gets wiped out. Second Baron Nashor is going to 100% go to the hands of ASUS. Now, saying 100%, but yeah, Bago is not going to contest whatsoever because Smite was not out for double aim, so you always have, you know, the thought at the back of your mind. So again, a replay right there. Second Baron Nasa in the hands of ASUS, and they do have a naked inhibitor in the bot lane. A little bit of a questionable play right here. You do see that Momus and Double Aim are doing this again, where they're engaging. And they're like, guys, I'm having a really good engage. I got a 4-man ult, but there's no one there to follow this up.
This is the big problem, to be honest, when it comes down to Greek Regenesis. Their front line just is lacking. They don't have enough HP to be able to sustain. I mean, if you take a look at ASUS, you've got to get through the Nautilus, you've got to get through the Hecarim, and they're all pretty much waiting around there for that, I'm completely lacking the words, but for the player to regenerate and come back into life, as it doesn't look like, to be honest, Greek Regenesis, they can sustain too well in these fights because they just don't have a big tank to work with.
That is also a problem that we didn't actually, well, a problem in quotations. Having no front line when you do have this big ADC late game and Rise could be a problem. But like we said at this point, Von has been caught in the mid lane, but he will actually get out with the use of his flash. And that's another inhibitor tower, the last inhibitor tower going down, and Ezreal is in trouble!
Oh, it looks like Greek Regenesis is ready to turn this fight on his head, so the shackles will get laid down here from Wild Panda. And it's going to be one in the back pocket as they pick up the Ezreal. And that should be enough, and feeling a little bit more confident to not have to basically handle that Baroned up pushed wave from the opposition.
Well, that still leaves ASUS in the lead, I would say, because they do get the tower right here. But you see the Tranquil was a little bit slow with that QSS to get out of the Rise route, and he does pay for it, even though they do get the towers. Now they are going to secure a third Drake for their side. 2 Mountain Drakes sitting for the side of Greek Regenesis, 2 Oceans and 1 Mountain for ASUS. So you know that when this Elder comes out, there's going to be a huge fight for this big boy.
100%, and that might be a pivotal turn on its head for Greek Regenesis potentially here. I still think that they've got a little bit of hope. However, they are going to need to take down the damage dealer for the opposition, and even Karma to a degree, just what she adds in terms of utility to the squad. It's going to be very, very difficult to get to that back line in that Ezreal and to land some damage. We'll just have to wait and see what they're going to be able to do here today. Who knows? We might see the play to do that, but for right now, I'd like to still think that the ball is very much firmly in the court of ASUS. And right now, they just got to hope that they don't drop it.
Well, they have 3 inhibitors to work around, and as you see, they have kind of worked 2 waves, the mid lane wave and the top lane wave, going towards the side of Greek Regenesis. I mean, towards the base, I'm sorry. And the whole Greek Regenesis crew is in the base, ready to fight. This is what I don't think this team does this best, team fighting, especially with an Elise and a Fiora. That's not the thing you want to be doing with these two. But let's see if Bako can get a flank right there, because this is what he's looking to do from the top side.
Yeah, big time. Bako's trying to find his way in. The lockdown
He
will be
dived
able
in!
to land, but it's going to be
Tranquil!
Tyson that goes for the dive. It was manslaughter, but for right now, ASUS are going to be able to turn this one on its head as they aim for the inhibitor, but it looks like they go towards Bako first and foremost as they sweep him up. It is going to be the relentless wave coming in here from ASUS that lands the damage. Von might be overextended. The tower will connect, and they bring this back to a little bit of a 4v3 situation.
I don't think Von overextended there. I think he took only 81.5 hits from the tower. I think that was perfectly safe for him.
Alright, so at the moment the battle will keep on going. For right now, oh, it's another overextend here coming in, and Punish is going to do exactly that. Punish his opposition as they look down to take this inhibitor. Will they be able to follow up with the next one? For right now, ASUS, I feel like they made a couple of misplays. Elise not going to be able to connect with the snare And ASUS should be able to get out of
teleport
this one
flank.
relatively alive.
Oh, it's
Ooh,
actually just the
teleport flank
Kai'Sa.
will actually come in. It's Tranquil once again getting very aggressive.
Wow.
And yeah, wow is right. Oh, the snipe coming in from downtown.
Okay.
Well done and take a bow.
This is a very messy game, and literally, if we had to analyze this after the game ended, which we're not gonna have to because Wild Panda has been caught out of position and eliminated. What is this?
What is happening right now? It looks like Von will be able to net himself a target as Punisher tries to run away. And wow, does really well to do exactly that. Dodging, dipping, but diving is not enough when you've got 3 players hitting down your line.
These are 50-second death timers, and as you can see, ASUS is marching straight down bot lane for that inhibitor that is left, with only 28 seconds left for the Baron to spawn, having all 3 inhibitors and double super minions from every lane. I think is going to seal the deal for ASUS. And again, I feel like I don't know what happened there. I don't know why Tranquil decided to get solo into the enemy backline. That is a Nautilus you're going against. Even in the case that he wasn't AP and he wasn't hurting you as hard as he did, he was gonna lock you down. And I think ASUS might just done it.
Yeah, they're looking to lock this one down as it looks like Tasteless will get himself onto a killing spree as the support. And it's all about just knocking down the Nexus, and that is it gonna be, ladies and gentlemen, game number 1 going over to ASUS against Greek Regenesis. Trouble, I guess that might be it for the Greek team right now.
Well, it is a best of 3. They're only, one game down, but boy oh boy was that overzealous. I feel like from both teams. I feel like both teams made a lot of mistakes just because they were so eager into, grabbing that 2-0 victory, grabbing that quick game. They drafted early game champions, especially Greek Regenesis. They got that Elise in there. And this is the first thing I told you when I saw that Elise getting locked in. I don't think Elise is the best champion pick for jungle when you have a 1-3-1 composition. Get something that's more stable, get a Sejuani in there, get a Skana in there, get something that is stable to say as a 3-man mid lane, and then have your other split pushers on the sides. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, and boy oh boy. In the bot side for Greek Regenesis.
I completely missed that a little bit early on. Apologies. I said Punisher was the Rise in the mid lane. I didn't notice that Punisher was the Vayne.
Oh, yeah.
And we've got the Severe, obviously, on that side of life too. And then we've got the Thresh. So, wow. Very, very interesting combinations coming out of here of Greek Regenesis. I can't wait to see this one unfold. And Punisher, he's got a couple of tools to play with in the mid lane, considering that Nautilus, I think up against a range carry in mid, it's going to be a much more difficult laning phase than what he would have liked early on.
Alright, so here's the thing, right? Both of these teams, we can tell they're both late game, team fight oriented compositions. The thing here is that ASUS can actually spike on one item and, fight for the Rift Herald and fight for the Dragons and fight for the skirmishes with their jungle, whilst on the other side, you do need that 2-item cap to say, okay, we're able to take a couple of trades. Vayne is very vulnerable in the mid lane. Punisher needs, to farm up. We're playing with double heal ADCs. You have the Sivir in the bot lane. A full 5-item Sivir is literally a menace. You cannot deal with her. You have Bako in the bot lane with a scaling AP champion in his hands this time. Also has to farm. But on the other hand, you do have the cannon. He can go for the Gunblade. He can go for the Zhonya's early game. He can pick up a fight. You saw Vaughn last time. Oh my god, super early gank! What?
Yeah, it looks like immediately it's a level 2 gank coming in here from double aim, and as he aims at Tranquil, good luck and goodbye. As First Blood will get handed over here to the bottom lane from ASUS that have got to be feeling pretty happy with that. I mean, on the other side of things, Greek Regenesis, I want to get your thoughts here, Trouble. Do you think this is a little bit of a risky move to be making in Game 2 up against a dominating squad like ASUS?
I feel like ASUS is a very aggressive early game team, and we did see double aim on that Rek'Sai. Even in the previous game, he was playing against aggressive. He was not being scared. And right now, that pathing was genius. No vision done from the bot side of Greek Regenesis. They both get caught. And they do get the first blood on a very key member, which is Nemanja in the bot lane with the Kai'Sa. And of course, you do get rid of the flash on the Thresh. So this could very well be a repeat gank. And let's not forget, that wave has been perfectly frozen for ASUS, and now they're actually denying CS to Tranquil.
Absolutely. Von trying to go for a little bit of a trade here. It's not going to really work out in his favor. But as you said, this freeze that's coming in here from ASUS, they've got a little bit of a wave piling up now, and that should start making its way towards the other side as Rek'Sai is going to be comfortably clearing that top side of his jungle. On the other side of things, Kennen slightly overextended. If we just taking a look at a little bit of the lane push at the moment, Sedge might give the call out to make her way towards that side. However, when you're looking at tools that these two teams are playing with, it has to be said, Greek Regenesis, I've got my doubts about their composition at the moment, to say the least.
So back to what I was saying before that extremely well-timed first blood happened. This is a clearly... Oh my god, Von's going in!
Von's going in as he managed to land the hook, but it's going to be a little bit of support coming in, but it doesn't look like it's going to be able to land in time as it patters out rather than actually ending up in another kill on the board.
Still someone burned for Punisher. He's a heal down now, which makes him even more vulnerable, even to just Von in the lane. So if another hook lands, there could be the potential of getting him very dangerously low, and then if you burn his flash as well, I feel like Double M will have something to say about this and come back to this lane. But as you can see, every single lane is winning at this point for us, and this is what I wanted to say. You draft a very CS-ing heavy team from the side of Greek Regenesis, which I respect, because if you want to go late game, this team is what's going to win you the late game. Although... And of course, you frame that, you know, with a Sejuani and Thresh, you're keeping your laners, you know, safe enough. You have the engage, you have the disengage. It's the perfect all-around comp. 2 ADCs, 1 heavy AP top laner. It's perfect in paper. What they haven't accounted for is that Double Aim is on his Rek'Sai again. He can get these ganks going. He has CC on every single lane he goes to. So he is able to actually pull these ganks even from a very early level. And here he's again in the bot lane.
It is going to be Double Aim coming in with a little bit of a counter to the aggression being shown here from Wild Panda. No flash in your back pocket, and Double Aim is ready to pounce.
And there we go again, back to what we're saying, again the replay, here the hook lands, Wild Panda thinks it is safe for him to go in, they can take the trade, but what they hadn't accounted for was that Double Aim was right around the corner, and he manages to also take the kill for himself, 1-0 right now, and there's simply no reply. All that Greek Regenesis can just hope for is that Double Aim is going to leave them alone. They have to put vision down and try to actually farm up to the point where they're strong enough to fight ASUS 5v5. But as you can see, Infernal Dragon has spawned on our map right now, and I don't think ASUS are just going to let this one go.
I think this time around, considering that they got a little bit of early domination going here, that they're not going to be giving up Infernal too easily. That being said, the potential from Greek Regenesis to be able to take it with 2 ADCs is quite high. So this one really could filter other way, but to be honest, I think ASUS have a decent amount of control. Double Aim,
oh, look at
playing
that.
a little bit sneaky. Backo,
The patience.
you might need to Backo up.
Oh, he has flash though. There we go.
And it looks like he's going to be able to come in as Mumus is going to be able to land the stun, and just like that, Double Aim will give the kill over to Mumus, who picks himself up a kill. On the other side, that gives the trigger for Greek Regenesis to be able to pull down and see if they can pick themselves up this Inferno.
I was about to say, I'm not sure how worth it is to trade flash for flash, you know, and kill Backo, even though Backo had just TP'd back into his top side, so now he's losing a tremendously large amount of XP, NCS, and gold, respectively. So that was the right move to get Mumus far ahead, and here's Double Aim again!
Double Aim, you are just all over the map, aren't you? At the moment, he's going to be able to land the Cataclysm there on his opposition. I know it looks like Wild Panda's going to be able to come in with a little bit of a trade of his own, but not going to be too concerned about that in terms of the long run. Double Aim is doing so well for his squad on jungle, and it's one of those questions that we had right
And here
from the
he is
beginning,
again.
wasn't it, Trouble?
He literally is everywhere, and right there, yes, Wild Panda managed to equalize, you know, the kills. He grabs one for himself, but on the other hand, it is Double Aim who grabs it in his jungle, and then Tranquil is all alone in the bot lane, and look at that, ASUS is cashing in 2 turret platings into the bot lane. That was again into their favor, and look at that gold. 8 minutes into the game, we're talking about a 2,500 lead in favor of ASUS.
Yeah, ASUS is just doing so well at the moment in terms of just how they're playing as a unit, and a lot of that has to be attributed at this point at least to Double Aim. I mean, they've got 4 kills on the board. He's got 2 kills, 2 assists. He's played a role in every single one of those. So hats off to you, Double Aim. Apparently you're not just a good ADC, you can jungle too. For right now, when we're taking a look at what is going on in the mid lane, it is going to be Von getting stunned down, locked down, and this should be the kill being handed over quite comfortably to Punisher, who cleans that up and keeps the pressure piling on towards this mid lane turret.
That was a very well executed gank there by Kizuro. The ultimate lands perfectly on Vaughn. Vaughn could not get the grip onto Punisher due to the ultimate, and then he manages to... They managed, to take him down, but now they've caught Kizuro, but Wild Panda is right there.
Oh, Kizuro. Looks like that will patter down a little bit. Wild Panda, he has picked himself up those Moby boots, so that's going to give him a huge amount of roaming potential. Not only just to be able to land some aggressive hooks, but also getting himself and his laners out of certain dodgy situations. But for right now, we take one step back. Infernal Drake is in the back pocket of Greek Regenesis. That's going to do well, especially considering they're 2 ADCs on the field of play. And that means that there's going to be a lot of damage going out in the long run from those 2 individuals.
Alright, they have got Bako again into the top
Bako.
lane. Executed off with his head, says Double Aim. 3-0 and 2. He is so dominant in both of these games of our first best of 3 of the day, and they are cashing in these turret platings like no tomorrow. And Kizuro, there's nothing he can do about it, because his mid laner does not have prior. This time it is Vaughn with the prior. It is Vaughn that has the upper hand in the mid lane, even if he's 0-2. Look at that, he pushes in the mid lane and he's managing to roam towards the bot side. So instantly, Wild Panda and Tranquil have to back off of the wave, which means that the Kai'Sa will have a much easier time CSing underneath her tower. Everything is going according to plan so far by ASUS. Let's see if they're gonna be able to execute this to perfection and close the series 2-0, or if Greek Regenesis will manage to get to this 5-item power spike and run over ASUS.
Yeah, at the moment, it's got to be said, this has been the Double Aim focus for right now. 5 eliminations or kills on the board, and them all being attributed to now a man that has essentially a bounty on his back with 300 gold. Taking a look at the gold count across the board, look at that difference between the 2 junglers, almost of 1,000. However, when it comes down to the mid lane, it has to be said that Punisher's doing pretty well to retain a little bit of a lead there on his opposite number. And overall, ASUS looking pretty solid with a 2.6k gold lead. It's not too much, but at this stage of the game, it looks like Vaughn might have overextended on a little bit of a bait there from Punisher.
Oh, beautifully played right there and baiting by Punisher, which might cost a life.
Tasteless. Tasteless looks to get knocked out at the moment. Mumis is going to be able to roll his way in. Tasteless staying alive, but it's going to be Caruso trying to connect. Yes, he does exactly that, but it looks like it's a follow-up kill being handed over to, I believe, was that Mumus?
That was Mumus, and this is going to be a lot of turret plating gold going to his name as well, because Bako cannot stop this Rift Herald from charging in. And that was a charge from the Rift Herald before minute 14. That means that 3 turret plating have gone down with that 1 charge, and they are going to manage to pick this Infernal Drake for themselves as well. Everything is going according to plan. When Greek Regenesis think they have caught a break, they're like, okay, we got them. Look at that. Von overextends the 3 members there from Greek Regenesis to punish him. And just as you think, oh no, Tasteless tried to save him, I think he's in trouble, Mumus comes in, beautiful 3-man stand with the ultimate, and look at that, look who's back there, it is double aim. He finishes off Wild Panda, and on the other side, Nemanja flies in with his ultimate to secure another kill for ASUS. Double aim is on fire. ASUS is on fire. They've managed to get a lot of turret platings from the mid lane tower. They managed to get an Infernal Drake and equalize with the Infernal Drake of Greek Regenesis. That is a 3,500 gold lead 12 minutes into the game.
Yeah, and Mumus, he was literally flying in like Superman to be able to turn that fight on his head. And Tasteless, I'm sure he'll be on a Discord chat afterwards saying, hey man, I really appreciate the save when it came down to where he was in mid lane there. But for right now, it's all going in favor of ASUS, and I've got to feel pretty confident in them to be able to squeeze this one quite tightly and see where they're going to be able to take it going forward. To be honest, Von hasn't needed to stand out too much in this game. It's really been his teammates, and that's always nice to see. When the player that you look at, traditionally speaking, to kind of lift the morale of the team, and when he doesn't do that and there's other people able to step into that role, that's always fantastic to see from my side of things. Greek Regenesis, if there's going to be something that they can regenerate from right now, it needs to be this situation. They are staring down the barrel of making their way to that losers bracket. I'm not too sure what they need to do at this point in time. Trouble, if you could give any advice to your Greek compatriots at this point to do something, what would that be?
Oh, this is so tough because Wild Panda is on a playmaking support, which I love. The second I saw him picking, I was like, yes, Wild Panda is the playmaker, he's the shot caller, he can make this work. Right now, who do you really grip? Do you grip the cannon? He's gonna ult you down. He's at 2-0. You're gonna you're gonna hook double aim. Oh, that's a big no-no. Von, also a big no-no. Tasteless, oh please no. It's only Nemanja, and I don't think you're gonna be able to grip a target such as Kaisa when he's hiding between double aim Von and Tasteless. It's gonna be extremely tough. And then it's gonna be the same for Kizura unless he finds an extremely clutch ultimate. I don't think there's anything they can do at the moment mid-game, as we have moved back into a normal game, and Tasteless is in trouble. He's gonna get away though. I think basically,
his life there?
I'm sorry, the only saving grace I feel like is the five item power spike, which is gonna take a while because we're only 13 minutes in.
Yeah, we're only 13 minutes in, and we'll probably only see that closer to the 30-minute mark. So for right now, there's still quite a lot of time for this Greek team to try come back into it. Let's see, will they be able to stall it that long? We'll have to wait and see, as the turret plating has now fallen down.
Oh, look at the Von TP!
Oh, it looks like we do have a TP coming in, and Von might have just wanted to find a quicker way to get back to lane, but I'm not too sure if that was the one way to go about it.
Another turret plating going down for Mumus in the top lane. He's pushing Ryze really hard out of his lane. Ryze with... He actually had to force his flash as well. I just realized right now in the top lane, and Mumus has been doing an exceptional job on the cannon this time. And look at the bounties. This is what Greek Regenesis needs. They've got Von! No, they haven't.
It looks... Nah, Von is just a little bit too quick at times. How to use wall to get himself out of a situation, but Wild Panda, oh no, the flash will come out just in time. So Von, he's now got a little bit less utility should they come around for a second time.
I think the flash was like a safety belt right there. He wasn't sure if the protocol was gonna take him completely out of the range of the flash. He was like, better safe than sorry. Von, don't you worry, you don't have a bounty on you, buddy. You're 0-3, but you're still a rock, so all good, right?
Alright, so for right now, at the moment, it's double aim that's getting aggressive in this mid lane. He's looking to make a play here, as he's just trying to see, are there any footsteps in the surrounding area? As it looks like there's a couple of pings that there's players missing from lanes. Now it is Double A making his way towards the mid lane, and that is going to be Punisher finding himself eliminated oh so quickly. Tasteless is going to be able to land the double taunt, while
Tranquil is
Panda
there.
now on the back foot. He will land the hook, but the hook is not
Oh,
going
boy.
to get him enough action, as it's going to be the cleanup coming here from the squad. It is Tasteless that picks up the last kill there.
Double kill for Double Aim. 6-0 and 3. 600 gold bounty.
Ooh.
And somebody stop this man.
Oh, it looks like they've overextended themselves a little too far again, but this time it's going to be the Galio that will go down. Somehow Mumu stays alive. Double Aim comes up with a cleanup, but it is going to be
Oh my god.
the slide-in kill that will get the shutdown there on Mumu's, who gets eliminated.
Okay. My mind is blown by Double Aim right now. He literally just flashed into Tranquil. He forced his flash, he forced his heal. Here you see they changed Kizuro, and I'm like, okay, this is a free tower, take it, and then get some deeper vision. They were like, nope, we're gonna chase past Tier 1 tower in the mid lane. We're gonna dive. Somebody loses their life. I think it must have been Tasteless, if I'm not wrong. The Galio. Here we go. Oh, it is Kennen as well. Yeah. Tranquil, no. Tranquil will flash forward, and Mumu's, oh, just with the edge of the boomer, he will manage to get him. But Double Aim flashing into Tranquil there. No fear at all. Manages to grab his 7th kill of the game. And I'm telling you right now, this guy has Warrior and Sterak's Cage. Who is going to kill him?
I have no idea who's going to kill him and be able to grab that bounty, but for right now, it is going to be Von trying to get a little bit of a fight going here between himself, and it looks like the Munja is going to be able to come up with a kill. Mumus is going to have to flash over the wall on the other side of things. It's a double kill going over to Nemanja.
Look at that though. They have very interestingly, put Punisher on a side lane versus Mumus, and this is working wonders because Mumus cannot hold Punisher back unless he full on flashes on him, which they both had to spend their flashes in that top lane fight, and oh!
Punisher getting out, and I thought he was going to take another tower hit there for a second. On the other side of things, it looks like they've managed to secure themselves another Drake. That is going to be the Mountain Drake going in the back pocket of ASUS there. As, oh, the exhaust will land. Mumu's comes in with the cleanup and making it look stylish.
Spellbook right there. Last minute chains onto the exhaust. Catches Punisher off guard. And this is going to be Mumus coming up ahead in this trade. Still Von chilling 0-3-7 into his mid lane. He's like, don't worry guys, I'll do this for the team, alright? I'll play the Proto build Nautilus. I enjoyed very much. Yes, I will die a lot, but I will secure us a very successful mid game. They right now are sitting at 7,500 gold lead. 18 minutes into the game. 3 towers to 0 and 2 dragons. I mean, this is a recipe for success right here.
Yeah, definitely. They are sitting in the winning seat for right now. It is going to be up to their own personal mistakes that will see them potentially collapse. But for right now, I don't see that happening all too easily. They have been playing so well as a unit, and Punisher...
Oh, boy.
You might need to change those first 3 words to get. Because he's just getting punished from Mumus at this point.
Ooh, Mumus with the solo kill, 4-1-6. And you know what? You asked me this question a couple of minutes ago. What can Regenesis do to come back? I don't think there's anything right now that can happen unless it's a huge mistake by ASUS, unless they get caught off guard, unless the Baron gets stolen, unless somehow Regenesis manages to stall this game. And here is the solo killer again, manages to get that beautiful stun, and then the Gunblade securing the kill. I thought it was genius putting Punisher on a side lane versus Mumus. Now it's becoming a little bit ridiculous because there's no lane you can put Punisher in where he can actually farm.
To be honest, I don't see him winning any of these lanes because there's just so much threat coming out, even from Von at this point. Because of all those towers being knocked down, because they don't have vision in their own jungle, they never know who's around that corner to assist in that cleanup. So for right now, when it's... when you Greek Regenesis, you've got to just hope that your opposition makes a mistake, something that you can capitalize off, something that you can use just to build that momentum back as a team. Focus on where you can make those improvements. For right now, when you ASUS, I think this is where we've seen them time and time again, Trouble. We saw it last season as well. They are just so good at taking small advantages and keeping them going with that tightly constricted squeeze that we know them all to do too well. And for right now, Greek Regenesis are feeling it, as it looks like ASUS are
here's
going
the
to be able to
1v1.
collapse
Oh,
here.
never mind.
Punisher, I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. I thought that was a
I'm sorry,
1v1.
this
What are you
happened.
doing there, Mumus? You ruined the 1v1. Oh, he wanted
As
a
we
piece of
said-
this. They're not giving Vaughn a single kill, Nick. This is shameful.
Well, Von is now in the side lane as it looks like Moon bait this out for his teammate Von to try and make his way forward. Bako's actually doing pretty well in this challenge. Von now slides his way in. It is going to be Bakos who will find himself on the back foot. Von, will he get his first kill of the game? This is what we want to see at the moment.
You can
looks
do
like
it!
Oh no, the flash comes out as the turnaround hook is not going to be able to land. It is going to be Tranquil as well as Kurizo coming through on the other side of things. It's Tasteless trying to land the double stun. Von now trying to get himself out of this very dangerous situation. And it looks like the cleanup squad from ASUS is going to be able to make their way forward.
Oh, the
Bako's
hook!
still laying down some damage, but it's going to be a double kill. This might just make its way forward as Tasteless has forced to flash over the wall. They don't have their double aim friend in near sight, as double aim is just going to have to watch his teammates fall.
And you know what? This is exactly what Greek Regenesis wants. They do want ASUS to be making these moves. They want them to be pushing at them with not the strongest member present. That was double aim. He's in the top lane pushing the wave. And right now, Greek Regenesis have managed to get 4 kills, in which 2 of them were huge shutdowns from Nemanja and Mumus going into the pocket of their ADC. Tranquil will be so happy in Reach right now.
Absolutely, they're going to be pretty happy with this one as we take a look at the replay. There we go, Mumu's getting almost deleted from that push-up. It is going to be Tasteless that tries to come in with the support, but it's not going to be enough as the team gets sent reeling. As the nice hook there coming in from Wild Panda.
Oh, that was beautiful.
It was all about the cleanup. Tasteless had to force to flash over the wall, but the Sage was ready to chase, and it was all about the cleanup crew just making sure that they could follow through.
Well, Greek Regenesis do not want to let go
Oh,
of
wow.
this best of 3 just yet, and we have another fight in front of Baron.
Oh no, I think Greek Regenesis actually started the Baron there, and right now, this is the replay that we get to see. Yeah, Greek Regenesis started the Baron, and it wasn't looking good for them at
Well,
that
Vaughn
point.
is down.
They got it down to around about 4,000 HP. Double aim was making his way towards the other side. It was the ultimate that got popped from Siva, but it was too much damage as another great ultimate being landed in here from Mumus. And it was all about the cleanup on the other side of things as we pull outside of the replay. Any second now, we should see that ASUS pick up the Baron, and more than likely, they've managed to pick up that Siva kill as well. We'll just have to wait and see as Siva was making her way towards the Mountain Drake. I'm not too sure if they managed to clean that one up.
Oh my god, Mumus finds the perfect ultimate right there, eliminating 2 members of Greek Regenesis, and then that resulted in a pretty much free Baron. Guardian Angel right now completed by double aim, and I'm sorry Nick, but this game keeps on getting grimmer and grimmer for Greek Regenesis, and 7-1-2 on the Kai'Sa, 8-0-5 on the Rek'Sai, 7-2-8 on Mumus on Kennen, which had an amazing performance so far on this Kennen.
Yeah, huge performance coming in from Mumus, who was assisted in the early game there, it has to be said, from double aim, who's, to be honest, he's played flawlessly from what I've seen so far. He might have been let down from a couple of strange roams, if we want to call it that, from his ASUS teammates. But for right now, it looks like they're going to push down this mid lane. And it's going to send the squad from Greek Regenesis but it's a huge hook.
Oh, they got double aim!
Will the double aim shutdown come in? It looks like he does have that GA that has just gotten popped. And it is going to be the support coming in from his teammates. No shutdown coming from them just yet.
Well, you can't really fight them with a wall in between you, but that was a real great hook yet again from Wild Panda, and you do eliminate both the Sterax and the Guardian Angel. We just talked about these two items. We just mentioned how immortal they make Double Aim right now. Of course, sitting with 700 gold bounty on his back. He's gonna have to be 150% more careful than he was before, because if that gold gets into the pocket of Punisher, Bako, or Tranquil, then that could ring problems for ASUS.
Yeah, definitely could create problems as I think it was a little bit of reckless maybe for the first time from Double Aim getting so close there. But credit where credit's due. Wild Panda did a great job, and on the side of things, Moomoo's is going to say goodnight to Punisher as once again, I'm not too sure why he's sticking around for those 1v1s.
Well, as you can see, 3 lanes being pushed at the same time. They are actually taking a Baron buff, to every single lane there is, and that is a beautiful push. They learned from their mistakes. They didn't push the lanes last time. Now they are doing the 1-3-1 to the 1-3-1 team Greek Regenesis, and almost mid lane tower falling. Almost.
I like that play. I mean, very good reactive play there from ASUS as they heard the ultimate coming in there from the Siva and decided to back themselves off. However, it looks like Bako will find himself taken and cleaned out.
Wait a minute.
There as... Oof.
Hey, that wasn't fair. Where did these guys come from?
Just across the board, it looks like they should be able to pick up themselves 3 inhibitors as well as 3 turrets. And for right now, if you're Greek Regenesis, unfortunately, is looking closer and closer to them landing into that loser's bracket.
Look how much more clean ASUS plays the exact same scenario that they were in last game. They're not focusing on getting the kills. They're focusing on getting all 3 inhibitors down with that Baron buff, and they're not taking unnecessary fights. Look at them backing off at this point. They're like, alright guys, we've got the 2 inhibitors, wait for the waves to push in, and then we can take the 3rd one as well. This is more calculated movement by them. They did learn from the previous game. Yes, they didn't lose it, and they have got one. Not the target you want.
Yeah, definitely not the target you want in that situation. But for right now, it looks like ASUS will back themselves out, and pretty comfortably so. So well done to them at the moment. 57.7k to their 46.1k against their opposition. And with 8 kills in the back pocket of their top laner as well as their jungler, they're looking pretty comfortable. And hey, it's 8-8-8 if you're going to be looking across to the ADC as well. Looking pretty solid there from Nemanja, who's had a stellar game so far from him and his team, but he has been well supported across the board. So, what is next on the board? It looks like we've got another Drake play, and then in around about a minute's time, we've got that Baron. I think we're pretty much used to the ASUS team kind of just waiting it out and just playing for those objectives, which we're more than likely going to see them clean up both of those and just make that final push.
I think this is pretty much surgical right now. ASUS know exactly what they need to do. They are sitting 12,000 gold in the lead right here. I don't even think they're gonna need this Baron to actually make a move. They do have the engagement. They have the tools to actually ace pretty much Greek Regenesis right now. Look at all these items. They're all sitting on a Guardian Angel almost up for double aim yet again. I don't think he's going to be needing it, but they are going for the clean play. They are going to go for that Mountain Drake, and most likely after that, Baron.
Yeah, I think it's kind of just let's make sure that we keep to our guns here. We don't need to risk anything. We know they're on the back foot. They're going to keep those empowered minion waves, and for right now, we pick up another Mountain Drake. We walk calmly over to Baron, and we clean off the game. That's all that they need to do right now. Make sure that they've got vision control. And hell, if Greek Regenesis want to make those bush checks or basically go in without any foresight, you're more than welcome, because guess who's going to greet you? You got Moomoo's waiting for you.
I don't think Mumus can kill Kizuro right now, but he can zone him out. And look at that. Vaughn is like sitting there. He's like, alright, I'm just gonna sit here. I'm still 0-5. You guys have not given me a single kill. 11 assists for support, Proto Belt, Moralonomico, Nautilus mid
Oh,
lane.
wow.
And here we go.
Look at this engagement coming in here from Greek Regenesis. On the other side of things, it's going to be Mumus trying to connect with the ultimate. They're doing well to
Look
keep
at Nemanja.
alive, while Panda's trying to peel for his teammates at the moment, but it's not going to be enough, as it's going to be Nemanja coming up on top. Backo is going to be able to lay down the damage. This is a huge team fight coming in, but it's going to be Mumus trying to clean
Against
this
the
one
world.
up against Tranquil, and it is going to be the ace coming in through at the last minute, but it didn't come through logically. It didn't come through when we thought it would, but ASUS comes out on top.
Oh boy, this is going to be a 2-0 best of 3 coming out from ASUS, and what a decisive game the second game has been. That was beautifully done by ASUS. And yeah, Mumu says, oh, I also had this one, I forgot to press it, guys, but here you go. I'm showing you that I had it. And Mumus, there we go.
So there we go. Game number 1 going to ASUS, and it has to be said, it came down to this team fight, which, to be honest, didn't start off too well for ASUS, as they found their
Look at
player,
Nemanja.
their number 1.
He jumped
locked
in.
down.
He jumped in, Nick.
Nemanja
He jumped
jumped
into the
in.
freaking back line.
Oh, wow. And just like that, they were in a 2v1 situation, but Mumus has been solid throughout and shows his strength at the last. They did get the shutdown on the opposite number, but that is it for game number 1 for today. 2-0 going in favor of ASUS.